Hey everybody, Chris from Jupiter Broadcasting here, and I thought I'd share my Geek holiday gift idea that I had. Some of you might know that my wife and I are expecting our first child in a couple of months, and I wanted to give a gift that was geeky, but still fit within that framework of having our first child. My grandpa's pretty technical, and my dad's technical, but my mom isn't so much technical, and neither is my wife's mom and dad. So we wanted to do something geeky but still easy enough to use. And I thought, what better way than to sort of fit inside that new baby framework than a digital picture frame. But it's not just any ordinary digital picture frame, it is a digital picture frame with built-in wireless networking. And it can subscribe to like a Flickr RSS feed or something like that, so you can get those pictures updated automatically over the internet. You can update a new picture to Flickr and then you can call up Grandma and say, hey Grandma, go check out the new picture, it's awesome. So that's really cool. But if your grandparents and probably your folks too or anything like mine, they don't have wireless access in their house. They don't have they might have like DSL or something like that, but they don't have anything much beyond that. That's at least the case with our family. And we wanted to get everybody a set of these. Well, our grandparents and our parents. So went on to Amazon and I found a pretty good deal. I got this for about 65 bucks and I got this for about 85 bucks. Now that was on sale. I think this is back up to about $165, $175 now. So it's more expensive now. It's an 8-inch Kodak Ready Share, I think that's what they call it, Easy Share. They call it the Easy Share digital picture frame. This guy here, this Linksys, is just a standard access point. It's not a router, it's just a generic, I don't know if you can see the product picture there on the back. It just has one networking jack. It plugs into an existing like DSL router or something like that and just adds wireless capability to an existing network. So you don't have to redo the router and mess up all their settings. It's pretty simple. My goal is I want to pre-configure this and then just wrap it up and give it to them. So they literally can plug both of these things in and they go immediately. But you've probably all seen a Linksys access point be set up before. The Linksys it's pretty universal. This is just a G unit. This only has B and G capabilities anyways. But it's the, I forget the model number, but it's the one where you can hack it and you can run Linux on there and put the Tomato firmware and things like that. It's a really good, solid wireless unit. Doesn't log up, doesn't crash. Some of the newer N routers I've had issues with that, so I wanted to get something I knew would be rock solid because I don't want to play tech support. But since you've all seen that, I'll put that off to the side and let's focus on the Kodak Easy Share. I thought I'd go ahead and unbox it for you and then maybe we'll do a review and a setup. Of course, I kind of have to be careful when I unbox it because if I want to, you know, wrap it back up and give it as a new gift, I have to make it look like I didn't ravage the packaging, which I'll admit, I am horrible at that. I'm actually just horrible at wrapping, but when I unbox stuff, I just tear into it too. But I'll try to be gentle. Okay. Oh, I guess I'll tell you some specs too about this this bad boy. It comes with 512 megs of storage built into it. It also accepts SD cards though, so if you want to just deliver new images through removable media, it has that capability as well. You don't have to use the wireless. The main thing I'm going to be looking at when I set this up is if I can set it up without having to have Windows software, because I don't have a Windows box in my house, so it would be very hard for me to configure this. So it comes with these removable colored frames. It has red and it has a couple other colors that you can outline the frame with, and that's great. It comes with some basic instructions, and oh, I didn't tell you, it's a touch screen, right? So they can toggle back and forth between images on the touch screen. But the other thing that's really cool about it, I mean, at least for me, probably not for them, they'll probably actually never even use this feature once, is the touchscreen also has built-in weather reports, stock reports, and RSS news feeds. So like I think it comes pre-programmed with like Yahoo News or something like that, and it's kind of neat, right? That's decent at least. Excuse me. So it's pretty light actually. You know, it's lighter than I actually expected it to be. 8-inch screen, so I guess it's not going to be huge, right? So it says here on the front, it can do movies and MP3s too. So this is the front of the screen here. I'll take it up to the camera so you can see a little better. Alright, so there's the front screen here. And here's the back, and it has a little stand right here that you can flip out, so that can sit up, or and it can rotate, so you can do portrait too if you want, which is nice. You see the little arrows there. Here's the volume controls right there for the built-in MP3, and there's also an SD slot right there. So not too bad. Speaker's pretty small. You know, I'm looking at the speaker right here, and I guess it has 2 stereo speakers, or at least has 2 speakers. At least I don't know if they're stereo. So that's good. It has 2 USB ports on the side, so that's interesting. And here's our power cord. It's not too big, not too bulky. And then it comes with a single USB cord. I think maybe that includes some software where you can transfer pictures from your computer, but I'm gonna guess that's gonna be Windows only, which is fine for you that run Windows, but for those of us who don't, not very useful. Yeah, well, I don't know if it does come with software. We'll see. I'll find out. So what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna hook this thing up to the computer or whatever. I'm gonna hook it up to my network, I guess. I don't even know how I do that. And get it on my wireless, and then I'm gonna see if I can program it to subscribe to some RSS feed. The trick, I would think, with the Flickr subscription is you don't want to ever do something that your buddies know about or someone could hack, because it sure would suck if all your family members all of a sudden started getting pictures of dicks or something. You know what I mean? Like, hey Grandma, go check out the new pictures, and then she goes and look at it and it's your buddy's sack or something. That would be awful. So I gotta think of that. I gotta try to make it secure. But you know, pretty good. It looks like a nice piece of equipment. So I'll hook it up and see if I can get it programmed and see what we can do with it. Hopefully it's pretty straightforward. I bought a few of them, so I'm hoping I can just kind of make one setup and then just reproduce that. Is what I'm hoping, is that it's one configuration and then I can push it out to all of the different picture frames or something like that. So that way they're all subscribed to the same feed and it's all working the same. Same with the wireless router. I'm not too worried about that. I know how to do that. Okay, so this is kind of the first bit of weak sauce. You can just forgive the plastic that's on the screen right now. I left that on there so that way that felt new to them. Okay, so first I was wrong. It's not touchscreen. See these orange highlights along the side here? These are the buttons. So for example, down here there's also buttons you see at the bottom, and I can hit settings here, and then I have my different options here, the time, things like that, and I can choose device configuration, which is where I would be able to set an RSS feed. Now here's the problem. Here's the problem. These options here are not configurable on the device. I can scroll through them. So I can say I want channel weather, but there's no way for me to select it. You see up here it says RSS feeds are a more simple version of the internet content. You may edit these from your computer using the Kodak software provided. Shoot! Alright, time to go fire up VMware and figure that out. Okay, so I've loaded Vista inside my VMware, and then I installed the Kodak EasyShare software to manage the digital picture frame. After I installed it, of course, I had to restart, and then it wanted to do an update, and I had to restart again. And then the picture frame still couldn't detect the computer, because I think this EasyShare software basically sets up a universal plug-and-play server, and then it connects over that. So it couldn't find it, so I had to disable the Vista firewall, and now I'm in here, and after doing all of that, I can manage the device in the sense that I can drag pictures from my VM system into the actual picture frame and store it on its local memory storage. But when I try to click and hit device settings to maybe configure like a Flickr feed, it just sits here at this blank window and it never loads. It's unable to configure the device that way, which is pretty frustrating since that's what this whole thing is supposed to do. So then I realized, it dawned on me that I think all this software is doing when you go to device settings is just embedding a web page that lives on the device. This navigation to the web page was canceled, made me think, it dawned on me that they just made me load a whole software suite just so that I could manage the web-based admin panel that's already on the digital picture frame. So this right here is that I'm on the actual camera, or on the actual digital picture frame. I looked up the IP address on the picture frame, plugged it into Internet Explorer, which I haven't used Internet Explorer in a long time, and oh, this is a horrible browser. Anyways, so now I can go in here and I can edit these Flickr feeds and put in my RSS feed off my Flickr set that I want to feed to the picture frame. I'm going to just give it a specific picture set on Flickr so that way it doesn't get all of my pictures. Now I'm a little worried that the digital picture frame won't default to slideshow the Flickr pictures. I'm worried that it only defaults to slideshow the pictures that are on the internal storage, but I won't really know until I get this all configured. So I'm going to plug in my Flickr information to this now, and I'll be back in a minute once I have it loaded onto the camera or onto the digital picture frame. So I was able to get the photos over the internet on the picture frame. Would I say I'm thrilled with the results? No, I wasn't actually able to use Flickr the way I wanted to. I plugged in the RSS feed off my Flickr account, and it only was available as a menu option. The photo frame wouldn't automatically default to that when it booted up. It does though ship also with the Kodak Easy Share online photo catalog service, which is free, and it is integrated with the product. It has a couple of different options. It can put an auto notification up on the screen when there's new photos, and you can hit those and it'll restart the slideshow and it'll display the new photos that have just recently been uploaded, and that's really nice. It has a Firefox plugin, so you can upload directly to the Easy Share service from Firefox, and it also works with camera phones. If you associate your phone number with the service, which I probably won't be doing, you can take pictures and upload them directly to the Easy Share service. So it's not so bad. It does integrate well. It works. I powered off and powered on the picture frame just to test it, and the slideshow started immediately. I will say for the picture, it is incredible. The picture quality looks amazing. It won't pick it up on camera, especially at a tilt and with the plastic covering on there. But it really does look fantastic. I didn't mention earlier that it also has a compact flash slot here on the side, so it can take SD, MMC, memory stick, or compact flash. So it's got a lot of options for storage, and those options keep getting cheaper and cheaper, so you could also always just deliver the new updates that way, say like once every family event or something like that, or it could be a recurring Christmas present or whatever. So I think I'm happy. Would I buy it again? Yeah, I probably would, but there's not a lot of options out there. The whole having to load the Vista software then just to find out that it doesn't require, or any Windows software, it doesn't require the software. You can do all the updates through a web page. That was a little disappointing. I would need that software if I wanted to hook this up over USB or just use my computer and drag photos to the device over wireless or USB. That's where the software comes in. If you just want to plug in an RSS feed, you simply can't do it on the device, but you could do it through a web page. And you can go into the network settings and find out what your IP address is, and then you plug that in your web browser, and Bob's your uncle, you've got the configuration of this device. So, you know, not bad. I think it was a little more trouble, but for the price, and if I am going to use the Kodak Easy Share service, it'll work fine. I think Grandma and Grandpa are gonna love it, and so will Mom and Dad. So overall, I'd say I'm pretty pleased, and I don't really regret the decision. I think it was a good way to go. So now I'm gonna just associate it with this Linksys that I bought, so that way when they unwrap it, they'll be able to just plug and go. I'm gonna make them unwrap the Linksys router first and make them scratch their head, then they'll unwrap then I'll have them unwrap the photo frame, and then it'll all make sense then. So that's pretty much it. If you have any questions, want to know more information about this device, just leave it in the comments at youtube.com/Jupiter Broadcasting. That's our channel, and then find this video and you can leave comments there, or you can email me, chris@jupiterbroadcasting.com. If you like this video, please rate and subscribe to our channel. If you didn't like this video, leave me a comment, tell me why, and I'll try to make it better in the future. Thanks so much.